Wow. Yeah, been a minute. Been a very long time. I do apologize about that. I had to take a step back and go from there. But today, look, I will try to bring back the tier list the best I can about the NFL. So if there's any suggestions for what you guys want to see next, as far as uh, NFL stuff goes, let me know. Like reacting to the draft, class, or whether that's my team, certain teams. Let me know in the comments down below. But today, we're going to be ranking the 2025 2026. Um, or I'm going to be predicting it just a little bit. Like maybe some hot takes, whatever. But kick things off, we have the San Francisco 49ers. This is a somewhat hard one because they had a very tough off season. They lost a lot of players, and but I wouldn't count out Kyle Shanahan, the head coach. I would not count him out. So I'm gonna put them in the like 10 to 11 wins. I can see them getting at least 10 wins, getting a wild card spot. Because as long as you have Brock Purdy, you're fine. You know, So yeah, even though they lost a lot of players this offseason, I think that they still made it up just fine. Or I think they'll find a way to. Next up, we have the Cardinals, probably the most mediocre team I've ever seen. Look, I think they have the talent, but it's just every time, like they always finish just below 500 or 500. So that being said, I consider them winning at least 8 games next year. Next up, we have the Baltimore Ravens. I mean, probably 14. I mean, looking at the roster and their draft class, they literally did so well. And it's hard for me to like count them out and be like, oh no, they're probably going to top out with like 13 wins. No, I think they're going to have 14 wins at least. Lamar Jackson playing good football. I don't remember what they did in free agency. I know they have DeAndre Hopkins, but then again, I don't think there's going to be much help. He is getting older. Everybody needs to understand that. He's not going to return to his prime form. Dude is way too old. This may be his final, like, contract, his final team that he plays for. Next up, we have the Buffalo Bills. I'm putting them right next to the Ravens. These are just the top teams in the AFC, in my honest opinion. The AFC is just a powerhouse. It truly is. Like, from the roster, the talents, just it's a powerhouse out there. And it's just, yeah. I mean, that's really all I really have to say. You have Josh Allen as your quarterback, and that's all you're really going to need if you're the Buffalo Bills. Next up, the Carolina Panthers. Oh, this one's going to be interesting. Oh, man. Look, I like Bryce Young. All right, I like him a lot. I think he's a good quarterback. That, I mean, he was put in the worst situation possible. Like, what do you expect out of the kid? I can see them getting at least 6 wins. I'm gonna top them out at 6 wins. Look, this is not a slap in the face to the Panthers. It's just I don't know. I feel like that they could have done more. I don't know. Like I think the running back room is solid. The receiving room could use some work. I mean, they did draft a good receiver, but then again, it's just I don't know. The chemistry's not there. I feel like that they could have added way more for Bryce Young. And that's what this team needs to focus on doing next year, like next off season. Depending on how this season goes, they need to try to invest in Bryce Young. Like get the best talent, the best protection that you possibly can for the kid. And then you'll see if he's truly your guy. There's nothing wrong with trying to figure it out. Trying to figure out if he's your franchise guy. Alrighty, next up we have the Chicago Bears. They've had a good offseason, getting a good head coach, establishing the offensive line, which was a big issue for them. So, with that being said, really depends on how their head coach is, but I truly think that they could possibly sneak out 9 wins. I mean, Caleb Williams did not play horrible last year, but keep in mind he had Matt Eberflus as his head coach. What do you expect? Dude is not a good head coach. They should have just moved off of him before drafting Caleb Williams, but instead they didn't. But they really just tore down, or they really built up the roster to where it needs to be, and I think that they'll be contending in that division. Next up, we have the Bengals. Well, I mean, I see them getting at least 11 wins. Look, it's just their defense is still not that special. I mean, look, as nice as it is to extend both Jamar Chase and T. Higgins, you guys could put up 60 points per game. Your defense is going to give up 70. All right? That's how your defense is. And from what I've heard, they haven't really helped their secondary at all throughout the draft or free agency, you know, which is important to get those contracts done. Like, don't get me wrong, they're not wrong for doing that, but they are wrong in the draft for not addressing their secondary and trying to improve it. Next up, we have the Cleveland Browns. 4 wins. I'm sorry, but it's like these guys had the weirdest draft I have ever seen in my life. So, here we'll start from the beginning. They announced they don't want Deshaun Watson anymore. They're not committed to him. And then you get Joe Flacco, who can play a solid 3 or 4 games for you. You get Kenny Pickett. Okay, alright. Interesting signing, or trade, should I say. They traded for him. And then you get this, is it Dylan Gabriel out of Oregon? They draft him. And then I think it was the round after that they drafted Shador Sanders. What is the point in having all these quarterbacks who you're probably just going to release Kenny Pickett and you're going to trade in your Shador Sanders for this Dylan kid? What is the point? Maybe some teams don't even want him, and then you'll be forced to cut him. Like, what's the point? So weird. Next up, we have the Cowboys. I'm sorry. It's just I'm not really confident in their head coach. Like, their head coach is just not that great. You know, if they had Mike McCarthy, that would be like 11 wins. But reality is, they went with their, I think it was their offensive coordinator or something like that. This guy, you guys need to look up their head coach. Like, look up his resume. It is nothing special. And him being a head coach, I don't think that they're going to be moving at all. Like, he may get fired mid-season, or he'll be a one-and-done coach. Next up, we have the Broncos. I see them getting 11 wins. Look, they're in a competitive division, you know, playing the Chiefs twice a year. But, man, their defense is so good. Bo is a very good quarterback. I think he'll be very good for them as long as they, you know, ensure that the offensive line is solid and you give them receivers to throw to. Bo is potentially going to be their franchise quarterback, you know, because I think he's a good quarterback. He really is. Took the team to the wild card. Yes, they got stomped on by the Buffalo Bills, but come on, it's Buffalo. So, but yeah, Denver's gonna be a solid team, a dark horse team in the AFC for sure. Next up, we have the Lions. I see them getting at least 12 or 13 wins. They're still up there as an NFL team, you know. They've lost their coordinators, which that may hurt them, but I'm confident in Dan Campbell because Dan Campbell is like the center of that team. You know, he's the reason. Like, Dan Campbell's the reason that the Lions are finding so much success. And I think that what he needs to consider doing within the next 1 to 2 years is to try to focus on, like, getting younger as a football team. Jared Goff is not bad, don't get me wrong, but I think that if you were to find a young quarterback, take him, and then just, do the best you can with Jared Goff for the rest of his years in the NFL, and then start the rookie or whatever. Next up, we have the Philadelphia Eagles. I mean, they're up there. I mean, come on, dude. The roster from top to bottom is an all-star lineup. Their offensive line, elite. Running backs, elite. Receivers, elite. Jalen Hurts playing good football. Like, I would not be surprised if they were to make their way back to the Super Bowl. I would not be surprised. Next up, we have Atlanta. Look, I'm not really completely sold on Michael Penix or something. I'm not completely sold on him. I feel like that they handled the Kirk Cousins situation horribly. He shouldn't have even played last year. They should have just been like, hey, you're not fully healthy. We'll play you for a few games, but that's it. But yeah, I just don't expect too much from Atlanta. Next up, we have Green Bay. 10 to 11 wins, in my honest opinion. I mean, look, it's just they didn't really upgrade their receiving room that they said they were going to do. You signed Mecole Hardman in free agency whenever I think Stephon Diggs was still around, and other receivers. Maybe, I don't know. I don't remember the timeline for it. But I just don't think that they have really found their true wide receiver one. Next up, we have the Texans. A very weird offseason, Texans, but I think that they're still up there. They can sneak out 10 wins. You still have a good head coach, CJ Stroud. They upgraded the receiving room. Like, they're still up there, in my honest opinion. Next up, we have the Colts, 4 to 6 wins. I'm sorry, but your QB competition consists of Anthony Richardson, Daniel Jones, and Riley Leonard. I mean, just it's just so weird, dude. It is probably the weirdest quarterback room that you could ever be committed to. I would have the world's largest headache for trying to work with these quarterbacks. I'll be like, oh my gosh. Like, what do we put ourselves through? I like Daniel Jones. He's not good of a quarterback, but as a person, I like him as a person. That's it. Jacksonville. The community. Duval. I'm sorry, I had to throw in that little meme in there. But, I don't know what to think of their head coach. I see them getting at least 8 wins. This is all this all really relies on Trevor Lawrence. I mean, you have a potential golden jacket type of player in Travis Hunter. You have a solid receiving core. Like, he should be able to get the job done. And you have a better head coach. And I think he's younger as well. I mean, come on. Next up, we have the Chiefs. I mean, do I have to say anything? You have Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid. And at this point, that's all you really need. Next up, we have the Chargers. I see them getting 10 to 11 wins. Year one under Jim Harbaugh, they did pretty solid. So I think that they'll improve in year two. Next up, we have the Rams. Probably the same category. You still have Matthew Stafford, have Puka, Adams. I mean, I think they probably drafted well too. I mean, I think they'll do okay. Next up, you have the Raiders. Probably 8 wins. Geno Smith is kind of mid, so probably the same thing with the Dolphins. I think everybody should know they'll probably pop off from September all the way up until October or November, and then they'll start falling down. So we'll see if they break the curse this time. Next up, we have the Vikings. I think that they're still going to be up there as an NFL team. I like J.J. McCarthy. I think that he'll do very well there. So, next up, we have New England. That's a tough one. I see them topping out at 6 wins, to be honest. I mean, competitive division, you know, and it's year one under Mike Vrabel, so you really don't know what's going to happen. New Orleans, yeah, probably 3 wins, to be honest. I mean, you took Tyler Shuck. Keep in mind, guys, Tyler Shuck is basically a Daniel Jones 2.0. He is 25 years old. 25 years old. Dude played one good season, and that was it. He's been injured for a lot of his time. So don't expect too much. Next up, we have my team, the New York Giants. They drafted well. We had a pretty good free agency. That being said, we're going 17 and not playing. I could see us winning at least 8 games, potentially even 9. I mean, it's just like we upgraded this roster a whole bunch. Like, we upgraded the hell out of this roster. We did very well, in my honest opinion. And, yeah, I mean, that's just what I think. On paper, we should be good. But obviously, it all comes down to what they do on the field. Next up, we have the Jets. Probably 7 wins. I don't really expect too much out of the Jets, to be honest with you. Next up is Pittsburgh. Probably end up 9 and 8. Make the playoffs and be a first round exit. That's kind of the little trend going on in there. Next up, we have Seattle. To be honest with you, 6 wins. Yes, you have Sam Darnold, but it's not the Sam Darnold on the Minnesota Vikings where they have Justin Jefferson, TJ Hawkinson, and Jordan Addison. Next up, we have Tampa. I see them getting at least 9, 10 wins. I mean, you still have Baker Mayfield. You have a really solid receiving core over there. So, Tennessee, I really don't expect too much out of them. Probably 6 wins. Look, I know you're getting Cam Ward and you're building a team around him, but I wouldn't expect too much from year one, to be honest with you. And last but not least, we have the Commanders. I see them winning at least 12 games. Here, I'm going to bump up some teams just a little bit here. I can see 12 here and 12 here. Alright, I had to downgrade one. Alrighty, so this is my list. I can't believe I'm putting the Panthers up to 4 wins, but I can see them topping out at 6 wins. This is not, like I said, a hard knock against the Panthers, but I can see them most definitely improving next year, whether that's their roster, their talent, you know what I mean? Yeah, by the way, look at this. I can move. That's the type of camera I have. It kind of like tracks me. But yeah, this is kind of my 2025 to 2026 regular season review. It's been a while since I've recorded a video. I am slowly trying to work my way back into content creating. Just try to expect some live streams, maybe more short form content. That's kind of my approach right now. But yeah, like I said earlier in the video, if there is a certain type of NFL video that you guys want me to do here, whether that's ranking the quarterbacks, the receivers, running backs, head coaches. I'll probably end up doing that eventually, but I really want some feedback on this video, so let me know in the comments down below. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Thank you guys so much for staying tuned on my channel. I know I haven't been present, but I am trying to come back. Just trying to figure some stuff out. I'm on a newer schedule, so yeah, I want to try to live stream a lot more and provide a lot more short form content. So, with all that being said, subscribe to the channel if you are new, turn on post notifications. See you guys in the next video. Peace.